Afternoon, class. I just wanted to send out a quick video to go over some of the aspects of Essay 3, Research and Argument. I'll also be showing you some tips on how to conduct some more refined research. So as you should have noticed, again, we have two options here for Essay 3. The first is to develop a problem solution argument. So you will identify a problem you think that needs to be addressed. You'll research it, and then you'll propose a possible solution, okay? Secondly, you can just kind of follow your own interests and find an argument based on research, okay? So the first step in that would just to be brainstorm possible topics. So we've already done that. And then go into some hardcore research, okay? So you can review this prompt. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over the prompt based on steps from British practice. So you want to read that and develop it further. But I just want to give you some tips on conducting research. So my big tip is to follow your interests, right? Choose something you know you're compelled by and you feel that could really sustain your interest over the next few weeks, because you will be working on this project up until it's due. So you want to make sure that you are interested and you care about whatever topic you're engaged with. So for instance, I'm compelled and fascinated by conspiracy theories. So that would be something that I would like to investigate for a research project. And where do we usually go for research? Google. So I want to just type in conspiracy theories. Notice that in my results, I get 138 million results, right? So Google is great. I like Google. We use Google every day. But sometimes it's a little unwieldy, right? We can't sort through all 100 plus million results. So there are limits to Google's effectiveness for research, right? The good news is that as students at Miracosta, you have access to the library, right? And the doubly good news is that much of what is useful and accessible for the library is available online, right? So if you go to the Miracosta homepage, you'll see a little tab here for the library. Click on that, right? So I'm going to just show you some ways that you can search and find information about the topic or issue that you're interested in. I'm going to continue investigating conspiracy theories. So I'm going to go here, databases, all right? So the cool thing to here is that they identify some of the most useful databases, right? We have EBSCOhost, which is all databases, over 30. So it covers all sorts of different mediums, like magazines, journals, news and primary sources. Then we have Gale Context, opposing viewpoints. So this is really good, especially if you're going to take the problem solution track, because this will give you different viewpoints on an issue. So let's just take a look at EBSCOhost. I'll show you a few quick things. Oh, gotta sign in. So you should be able to sign into the library using your Certified ID and password, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home. So this is EBSCOhost. I'm just going to type in conspiracy theories. The other cool thing about EBSCOhost is it does autofill. So I could go conspiracy theories, or it's got some good ideas about how to refine it. So I'm interested in why people believe in conspiracy theories and psychology of it. So I'm going to try this one. So I've already refined my search quite a bit, right? So even searching all 30 databases in EBSCOhost, you can see my search results here, 756. So that's pretty manageable compared to over 100 million. I think I'd agree on that. But some of this, is going to be useful. You can see it looks like it's in check. So if I go over here, there's ways to limit my result search, my findings. So full text, you can see there's publication date range from 1971 to 2020. I am going to limit that and just go back to say 2010 just to see what that does. So now I've narrowed it down to 539, right? So I've narrowed it down even more. Academic journals, I don't really think we need to worry too much about academic journals this paper. So let's look at magazines. So magazines, we get 133. So there's a lot of stuff just in magazine quotes. So I get New York Magazine, Scientist, Scientific American. So not only do we get a smaller range of results, but we can also trust that the articles in these databases have gone through some pretty rigorous checks and balances, okay? Whereas in Google, you're never quite sure what you're going to come across. You'll find a lot of good stuff, but there's also going to be plenty that is questionable or problematic, right? Because anyone can post something on Google. I'm going to put news too, just to see. So yeah, still in a very manageable number of 160 results, right? We got stuff that's in English only so that we can access it. So I could just spend some time looking at the text, right? I can click on PDF full text. This looks really interesting. Conspiracy theory cause real damage. It's somewhere. Oh, it's very, very short. So that probably wouldn't be very useful, right? Because this is just like a few paragraphs. So you want to make sure that you also are finding things of substance. Like this isn't going to work because it's too short. So I go back to my results page. Why we believe conspiracy theories. That looks good. So I just kind of play around. I look at it. I can click on the finding and skim through it and see what works for me. Okay, that's one option. EBSCOhost, very good. The other one is Gale and context opposing viewpoints. Like I said, if you're doing a problem solution framework where you're setting up a problem, researching the problem, and then proposing a solution, this is going to be really good for you. And you can see that we can search here. We just do a quick search. Let me see what comes up with conspiracy theories. Right there, right? It comes up. So then I have a list. It explains what a conspiracy theory is, gives us an overview. Then I can look at all of the findings. I can get viewpoints. I can get stuff academic journals, images. Might be interesting. Magazine. I'm going to click on magazine and see what I come up with. So there's all these good articles. Again, these are through a lot of checks and balances. I'm always seeing a lot of really promising stuff. So I think based on looking at the EBSCOhost and this, I think I'm finding the most promising stuff here. I see stuff about flat earthers. I see stuff about Epstein. I think I see stuff about QAnon. These are things I've heard about, but now I can click on these and find much more. I can start to consider, what do I want to find out about conspiracy theories? How am I going to focus it? And using these databases at Miracosta, which are available to us for free since we're part of the institution. Otherwise, we would have to pay for these, okay? As you go and look for your research material for the reading response this week, take a look at these databases. There's lots of good stuff here, okay? Don't just rely on Google. Google is great, but it's limited. Their purpose for existence is to make money. So these are our educational databases, but they're not just dry stuff that's academic and unapproachable. There's lots of accessible and informative stuff here. So use these resources. They're free, accessible from home, and they you don't have to worry about credibility. This is all from credible sources. All right, thanks, and happy hunting.